This is the sound system for Yarra. The unit that's coming out of the car has got all the components in it except for the loudspeakers and their stands. It's on wheels, so it's very easily just taken into the building that you're going to be using it in. It can wheel, even though it's fairly heavy, the wheels are good and it can wheel up the slopes. There are EV speakers and stands also to go. The first thing to do is to set up the speakers and the stands. The speakers need to be put on the stand so that they are facing the leg that is pointing outwards. Don't put the speaker on the stand so that the front of the speaker is facing a gap in the speaker stands, because all the weight is in the front of the speaker. The power cord is in the bag. Little hole at the bottom of the speaker, just sit it up on the stand. And the power cord goes in the back. There's a pin to hold the stand up at the right height. Just make sure it's quite high, because the way that the sound works, the higher it is, the more it throws to the back and you don't blast out the people in the front. On the box at the front, which this is, there is a bracket, and the bracket will sit on top to hold the wireless access point. The wireless access point is in the lid the other side, which we haven't seen open, but it is there. There's a couple of nuts on the top of the case. You just undo the nuts, line up the holes, put the bolts back, and the bracket will sit on top of the stand. You don't need a spanner, just do it finger tight, and the wireless access point sits on the top. Socket at the back of the wireless access point to take the fibre optic cable. The front lid comes off, and once the front lid is off, it exposes the microphone sitting in the lid. You can take them off one at a time, or if you get a bit lazy like I do, after a while you just pull them all out together, put them on the table ready to put them into the discussion units, which will come out of the bottom of the front of the case. It's a little Velcro strap holding the lid on, and then you take out the discussion units. When you take them out from the top. The batteries have a little charging light on them, so if you push the button you can see whether the battery is charged or not before you put it into the discussion unit. The batteries came out of the charger units, which are on the other side of the case. When you put the microphone in, just turn it gently and you will find that there is a little keyhole that it slots into. Just push it down gently and then you can turn the tightening nut so the microphone stays in the unit. The back of the loudspeaker, there's a cable. One end goes into the line-in socket on the powered speaker, and the other unit goes into the headphone socket on the discussion unit. Turn on the unit by pushing the talk button twice, and turn up the volume on the headphone volume control to get sound out. Every time you turn off the unit, the headphone volume goes back to 0. Then you can test the unit once you've plugged it in and switched on the system at the front of the case.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, testing.
And then you plug the PC into the back of the DCN unit on the DB9 connector, and once it's plugged into the PC or the laptop, whichever you're using, and you've opened up the software, when you look at the front of the DCN unit, you will be able to see the word PC after the number 3. Looking at the screen, you'll be able to see the icons light up when you push the button on the microphone, and the other way round. If you push the button on the PC, then the microphone will light up and become active. If you go into the other view, you can use the icons and position them around in the same way that they are laid out in the council chamber, and put the name of the person who is at that microphone underneath. And you're ready for the meeting.
Okay, we'll move into the business of the meeting. Confirmation of the minutes, so there's a recommendation that the minutes be adopted. Mr Gilbert, you have a point to raise.
Madam Mayor, there were several corrections amendments that were handed into the office earlier, so they relate to item 10.4.
Okay.
And that's the DCN system for Yarra. Peter Sinclair on stage presentations.